Hello everyone, my name is Elias Schaefer and welcome to Audio Audit. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Bloody Angel, the latest album by underground rapper and producer Sematary, who in the past few years has managed to become not only one of my favorite artists in the underground scene, but one of my favorite artists of all time. I became a fan back in 2021, around the time Screaming Forest had just dropped, where I decided to listen to his mixtape Rainbow Bridge as a joke, and I ended up actually enjoying it, and it's been downhill ever since then. Over the past year or so, we've seen Cemetery slowly switch his style from more experimental witch house inspired kind of music to his newer, more trap inspired music. And the trap influence is very clear in this mixtape. A friend of mine actually compared it to Gucci Mane, and I can definitely hear that. But Cemetery also tries a poppier sound on here, like in the songs like Wendigo and Dead Trees, and it surprisingly works. So without further ado, let's get into the album. This track sports a pretty basic Haunted Mountain beat that doesn't really stand out much. Not to say it's bad, as Cemetery typically has very good production. The lyrics also don't really stand out, but they aren't bad at all. Just kind of whatever. I still think the song isn't particularly good or anything, but it's still pretty enjoyable, unlike the next song. I actually heard the song when he first released it as a single, and I was not a fan, and I'm still not. The beat is actually pretty good, and Cemetery's voice and delivery is solid as well. But what really kills the song for me is the lyrics. Cemetery usually has kind of goofy lyrics, but this song just feels really poorly written. I mean, one of the lyrics says, "I don't need drugs, cause bitch I'm high on drugs. Bitch I don't need your love, cause bitch I'm high on drugs." Which is probably one of the worst lyrics in his whole catalog. I really wish I liked the song more because the beat is really good, but I just can't enjoy it with lyrics this dumb. This was another single Cemetery released before the album, but unlike Headlights, this one's actually good. In fact, it's really good. This whole song has this kind of atmosphere that just feels like watching an old slasher movie on VHS. I know that's like a corny way of describing it, but that's like kind of the best way I can put it into words. The drums are great, and I really like the fuzzy, distorted guitar. The lyrics are actually pretty sad, which contrasts from the more fun and upbeat production, which gives this whole song a sort of melancholic vibe to it. Cemetery really did a great job on this track, and it's probably my favorite off the whole tape. This song is also pretty average. The lyrics are kind of dumb, but they don't ruin the song for me or anything. I just like Cemetery's more horrorcore type of lyrics, and this song just doesn't really have those. Instead, it's about how he smokes so much, which just seems kind of dumb to me. Also, the beat's kind of whatever. It sounds fine, but it doesn't really do anything special for me. The song's just kind of whatever to me. Now, when I first saw this song was going to be on the tape, I got really excited, but don't let the name trick you. This is not the same Mordor as the old unreleased one. Whatever though, I still like this new version. I like the horns on the beat, and the lyrics are pretty enjoyable as well. I also like the Bloodborne reference because that game is so damn peak. This is actually a pretty solid song, and it's up there with my favorites on the album. And this one, on the other hand, was one of my least favorites on the album. The lyrics are just so dumb. What even is a parking lot scarecrow, bro? Cemetery's voice sounds pretty bad on this song, where it sounds like he's trying to hit these like low notes, even though his voice just can't go that deep. I don't know. The beat is like the one redeeming quality of this song. It's not even that crazy good or anything. I just really don't like this song at all, but it's not as bad as Headlights. Now, this is another one of the better tracks off this album. As you can tell by the title, this is a sequel to the song Hockey Mask off a Screaming Forest mixtape from 2021. The song strikes a pretty good balance between being similar enough where you could tell it's a sequel to the original song, while also being different enough to have its own identity. The beat is completely different, and it kind of reminded me of Like a Martian by Lil B. It's like, if you listen to the song, you'll probably hear it. Which, like, that's another great song. I love Lil B. Hackle's features good on here, as his features usually are. In fact, I feel like he kind of outshines Cemetery on this track, just because of his voice and delivery. But no, this was definitely one of my favorites on the album too. I really like it. This song is actually pretty good too. I don't love Cemetary's delivery on here, but the rest is great. I really like the beat as it has a more old school Haunted Mountain type of feel to it. And like, while the lyrics aren't amazing or anything, they go pretty well with the rest of the song. This whole track feels like an old Cemetery song with like a fresh coat of paint, if you know what I mean. And I just really like it. It's not like amazing, but like, you know. This track is actually an interlude, but I feel like it has enough of an identity on its own for me to just count it as a whole song. This track is just an instrumental, which honestly makes me kind of sad, because I feel like Cemetery and Buckshot both could have done something great over this beat. It's surprisingly relaxing for Cemetery's song. Actually, I could see this being like one of those slower, sadder songs, like Toothtaker off of Rainbow Bridge 2 and 3. Still sounds great on its own, though. I feel like this song really showcases Cemetary's production skill. And here's another decent sounding song dragged down by dumb lyrics. It's got a it's got a solid beat and everything, but the lyrics are just so meh. I really don't have much to say about this song. It's just left so little of an impression on me. The song kind of reminds me of something off Rainbow Bridge 3, because it has that same kind of like blown out sound that I really like. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like the blown out sound makes it feel like more visceral, if you know what I mean. Like it has like more punch to it. Because otherwise this would just be another average song on here. But the distortion really makes it stand out for me, making this way more enjoyable than a lot of other songs on here. This is another just kind of meh song for me. I really just don't have anything to say about it. The beat's boring, the lyrics are whatever. The feature's decent, but it's not anything special. I feel like this song is just so average that it's below average, if you know what I mean. Whatever, let's just move on to the next song. This song honestly surprised me. The beat's really good and Cemetary's voice goes really well over it. There are a few kind of clever lyrics throughout the track that I really like. Lil Flash's feature is really good too. I've actually never heard of Lil Flash before, but I might go check him out after this because I really liked his verse. He might have also outshined Cemetery on this track like Hackle did on the other one. But yeah, overall, nah, this is a great song. I feel like what really ruins the song for me is Cemetary's delivery of Demon in Pain. It sounds like he's trying to say it too fast, you know? Like, it just makes it have like this awkward sort of feel to it. He also repeats it like 50 times, so it's not like you can just look past that part. I actually kind of like the weird auto-tune singing bit. I don't know what it is, but it's like weirdly appealing to me. But yeah, no, overall the song's not that great. This is another song that really surprised me. I really like the poppier sound on here. The beat is super upbeat for a Cemetery song, and his vocals go really well over it. He also does the blown out sound like he did on Rainbow Bridge 3, which you already know I like. Buckshot's feature is great, as per usual. Overall, this is just a great song. It's definitely my top 3 off the whole album. And I hope Cemetery makes more music like this in the future. And this is a really unremarkable way to end the album. The one unique thing about it is the sample. It sounds like some weird like medieval folk song, you know? I actually kind of mess with it though. The rest of the song is just whatever to me though. I was kind of ready for the album to be over at this point, so maybe I'm not being that fair to the song. But whatever, bro. It's like 1 a.m. right now. Overall, this album was kind of hit or miss for me. There was a few songs I really liked on here, a few songs I really disliked, and a lot of songs I was just kind of whatever about. Overall, I feel like that kind of all evens out to a 5 out of 10. With my favorite songs being Wendigo and Dead Trees, and my least favorites being Headlights and Benadryl Angel. If you disagree with me, tell me why in the comments. If you have an album you want me to review, also leave that in the comments because I need ideas. Alright, thank you for watching.